Apparently, Google is not our friend because for some reason this just whole thing just got booted. I personally blame Jeff Cottrell for this. I personally blame him for this. Apparently, Google and Facebook and YouTube is not his friend. Okay, I have to let everyone back in here. Damn it, Jeff. This is what it's because I made the border joke, right? Right? That's what it is. Department of Homeland Security heard that people from across the border are joining us, and that's why we got booted out. So, Jeff Cottrell, make sure you check out his website, jeffcottrell.com. When you spell Cottrell, that is with two L's. So, I have to give my producer, Mr. Ron Mark Thompson, co-hosting abilities once again. While I do that, Diane Ward is supposed to come up. Yes, Diane got back in. Let me unmute Diane Ward here. Everyone is coming back in. There we go. And also, everyone, Jeff missed your beautiful comments, so you're going to have to type it all up again and send it to him. But right now, we are here with Diane Ward. It is always worth returning when Diane Ward is here. Diane, it is a pleasure to see you. Please, oh yeah, that's right. No social media. If people want to find you, they're gonna have to come back here on Mondays. With that being said, Diane, the floor is yours. We are ready for whatever beautiful words you have for us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I know that the prompt was sacrifice, and within this piece, it mentions how we sacrifice. It is taken from a prompt given by Christopher George at Kemlin 10 Bappies Between the Line. So the prompt was, "You are my keepsake." I carry my keepsake within my mind and my comments. In order to activate my keepsake, it triggers itself. It triggers itself awake when I'm about to make a misstep or say a regrettable phrase. I carry my keepsake, or does my keepsake carry me? My keepsake is my moral barometer because my keepsake is my moral barometer. My ancestral, you know better, don't be baited barometer. So engraved in their blood, sweat, blood, tears, weary, bleary eyes, and laughter. We fulfilled degrees, eyes. I carry my keepsake in my behavior as a suit that forms my body of thought, beliefs, attitude, and reflection. This culmination I am not always attuned to redirects my synapse into a channel directly into my vocal cords and my stance, my body language, my tilt, my pitch, my tone, my voice, and they're alive or all again. They are there as snippets of you. They never die. And I become maybe a snippet, a keepsake to the next generation. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for Diane Ward.
Diane, always good to hear your work.
Amazing.
I love me some Diane Ward, and you can't find her on the internet unless you come to the Monday Night Online Open Mic. Thank you so much, Diane. I hope to see you soon. I hope to see you at one of our events soon. Speaking of which, August 20th, the New Rican Poets Cafe is shutting the block down, and we are having our annual block party. Make sure y'all come through August 20th. And of course, if you're like, but that's so far away, it's okay, because August 13th, a week before, we are having our 1-year anniversary of the hybrid open mic. Can you believe it has been a full year already? August 13th, I'm looking forward to it. But right now, I'm going to slow up because we here and now, we're going to be present. And more importantly, we got Rich Daddy Glennon, who's going to give us his poetry. Rich, Mr. Sacrifice himself, now that he is a daddy, especially of a young human being who's going to grow up and take over the world. Let the good folks know where they can find you online, brother, and then we ready for your poetry.
Hi, everybody. Rich Glennon on Tumblr and Instagram, and I'll just jump right into it. This one is called To the Garbage Men. Trash nappers, curb phantoms, emptiers of receptacles, feeders of the landfill, and caroming truck gargoyles. What sacrifice to the gods must I make for you to take this box of leaves? I'm something of an animal lover, but a civic sense of obligation compels me to clear my segment of curb. Would a rodent do the trick? I'm sure I could rustle up a mouse. No rats, though. They spook me. And I'm going to have to put my foot down, not literally, of course, on possums and raccoons. No box of leaves is worth approaching the haunches of those terrible titans. And no bugs. I'm sure you've incurred plenty of run-ins with them and don't need me to tell you that they're icky. But a mouse I could handle. It may haunt me for a while, like that squirrel I ran over 8 years ago and still need to whip my head in order to toss it from my mind. But whatever makes your job easier, I'll have him or her laid out in the box itself. That way you know to which box of leaves I'm referring. Hey, me again. I've decided that mice are also spooky, as well as decidedly icky. One by the CVS dumpster ran across my shoe and sent me like a spider atop a parked car. But don't worry, I've got a solution. I'll leave the box curbside, opened to the seed-strewing winds of spring to scatter the leaves like altar smoke, a sacrifice of foliage to the land of their birth. And it looks like I have a few more seconds, so I'll just end with this really quick one. This is called A Right and a Left. She waves her drained bottle like it's the empty head of the sacrificed tourist who wandered off the resort in search of the restroom, whose bladder was once full of urine, but is now stuffed with spinach and feta. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves, give it up for Rich Daddy Glennon.
That's so well written.
Make sure that you go give him a follow. You can follow him on Tumblr, Mr. Rich Glennon, Rich Daddy Glennon. Rich, I am happy that you are back on Monday nights, but I still haven't heard a good excuse for why you haven't been to the cafe yet. Okay, I know you got the baby. I know you got the baby. I know you do. But I am also sure you're a very good daddy and you're a very good partner, and you have earned some good karma to say, baby, please, I just want to go to the cafe one night, please. So I want to see you soon. Before we get to see him in person at the cafe, y'all make sure you go give that dude a follow online, Mr. Rich Glennon. All right, let's keep it going. We're now going to Claudia, who wasn't there on Saturday, but says she will be here at the next hybrid. But she was here for the workshop series, and Claudia, real quick, I just want to say Mariella had talked about it, and like I was really proud that you caught it. Like you caught yourself, you know what I'm talking about. Before I even had to say anything, you like, you know it, and I think you put it perfectly, and that really resonated with me. But that being said, this is not a workshop. This is an open mic, and people want to hear your poetry. Let them know where they can find you online, and then the floor is yours, sis.
Thank you. That's such a warm welcome. So online, you guys can find me on Instagram at cap.writes. It's in the Zoom thing. I'm also on Facebook. I post all the same content there. And for the month of July, just a quick plug, I'm giving daily writing prompts. So if any of you are stumped and you need prompts, you can find my prompts on Instagram, Facebook, and I also have a sign up link for those of us who are not on social media, but you still want the prompts. I got you. I'll put it in the chat. So this piece is kind of on topic, inspired by the sacrifice of immigrant parents and the experience of the diaspora. Somewhere along the line, we were taught that we don't belong on the motherland. You're too American. Your sense of pride is imagined. You're not from here. You're a traitor from a family of traitors. Going back now makes you part of the problem. This Anafra is my diaspora dream. I dream of my life return to the motherland. I dream of the yard with patchy grass, a tree, chickens. I dream of the patio where I'll write on quiet days. Children will play on rainy days. Family will sing Christmas songs with our guitars and panderetas. I dream of mornings, rising with the sun, drinking coffee I don't need. I dream of walks in the neighborhood saying buenas to the grandfathers I adopt. I dream of regular trips to the ocean where I visit the sun, visit my mother, visit my younger self who was afraid of the water she didn't understand. I dream of my contribution to the lands that raised me from a distance. I dream of the words, art, movement that will flow through me. I dream of my tongue dancing in the way intended, the way my mother and grandmother spoke since I was in their wombs. I dream of each motion this body will make to drums, clapping, chants. I dream of the joy in my heart when I learn something new. I dream of growing pains when deciding which parts of my history will impact me, which parts will guide me, which parts will become my future. I dream of the flavors and aromas of every street. I dream of each sunset promising something new to my longing heart. I dream of the sound of dusk, less voices, just as much music, the rustle of wind in the trees, the gentle patter of flowers and berries falling to the ground. I dream of missing home while finding home and myself. I dream of coquis and cicadas singing me to sleep. I dream of the day I'll wake up and look back at this moment when I had no idea what I was in for, proud of myself for returning back to the motherland in pursuit of my diaspora dream. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves and give some energy to Claudia.
Bring that heat to him.
Make sure you go give her a follow at cap.writes, cap.writes. You can see it's in the bottom of her Zoom name. Make sure that you go and give her a follow and go get your writing prompts on. Also, a reminder to everyone, because we had to restart the Zoom. If you want, you can still change your name to include your social media handle so that people know where they can give you a follow. Okay. Next coming up, we go into the True Low East Sider. New Rican Poets Cafes in the Low East Side. We call it the Low East Sider. The true Low East Sider, the New Rican OG. I always like to remind people that he has more claim to this open mic than I do because he was part of that brick and mortar becoming more and more special here at the cafe, working with the founders. And that is the Jedi Master himself, Mr. Paul Skiff. Brother, it is always a pleasure to have you on here. I miss your face too. I know I get to see it on Zoom or part of it with your background, but I miss seeing your face at the cafe. I hope all is well with you. I hope I get to see you soon. Let the good folks know where they can find you online. Oh, and I got to reach out to you, but I'll do that after this. But right now, you let the people know where they can find you online, because I already know where to find you online. And then we ready for your fire, brother.
Oh, thanks again, Advocate, for that warm welcome, and to everybody here. As I've been saying lately, who keeps breathing on the spark, Miguel and the founders. I almost came to hybrid, but I'm sorry, I just had to be outside. It was so nice out, and I just ended up lying on my back on the lawn in the park, staring at the clouds. After I got altered, it was kind of medicine I needed at that point. So forgive me. This just has the title, Sacrifice. I might have done this before, I don't know. Within box carried beneath my sleepless conclusion bridge, I restore to you warm, uncommon clover green clothes that wrapped my body beneath, held for a month. You exhale now into the history made by the current, the jacket, the pants, span from collusion to heartbeat, allowed my passage through storm that would engulf me in lifeless streets where human strength fails and markets have been emptied of food by the fearful. I did accept your protection of these thick, warm clothes, and among the disaster that fell from sky on hammering wind, I strolled my immune smile, as it were to me the giver of joy, labored for by no need, confidence of my ability to plunge through harsh adversity of the storm rests again with you as I give these clothes back to you from where came this survival, certain and abundant. My tumid, heavy breaths made to cold smoke by storm blasts over an abandoned avenue find them among tight weave of these cloths. Alone, there as singular conversions with chance to understand how, were it now, you could not know solitude of birth struggle, departure of physicality, constant move of the empty bowl to the gift. I yield back to you these wings, the wish for freedom pursued by thousands of years of humanity in order so you could live to pass over the day stump and see the sun flies and rises 3 times above such oceans we cannot quite dream. Yes, you, butterfly giver, between shores the ocean flies these suns. One filters your voice through coal smoke in the plazas, another is the grandmother who carries upon her back sleeping tomorrow in a blanket. The third sun is a place with no private skin, no body, the boundary at all. I take myself upon these open portions of change to agree with the visible need. How, were it now, you could not be among the illumination that will not cease. The care-wrought missives, these care-wrought missives, these letters you wrote, to you I render back your own past, your unanimous heart, existences cradled out of nothing. You flew from gleaming instant that put your hands together in pot of light. You said, vanished wounds are released by the promise of new life when lived up to with vitality beyond regrets, eulogy. I have been strength to pass this spark along beneath the barrier made of false voices, artificial months, uncrossed bridge that hallows us, to give back to you your clarities, what they entered here through your mouth, that falsity with which in anger you damned me, by these bonds be righted away in the life of feeling. How were it now you could not be in union? How were it now you could not be in union with what is never acquired through an act of will? How were it now you could not be in union with what is never acquired through an act of will? Please accept these sacrifices. Please accept these sacrifices with the same love with which you sent them all to me.
Damn.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for Paul Skiff.
That was a trip.
Oh, that's mesmerizing. That's
So
incredible.
again and again. That dude.
Wow.
Paul Skiff. You can find him on Instagram at Skiffgram, that's his handle, or better yet, you can find his website where he got some history of the cafe up on there at paulskiff.com, SKIFF, paulskiff.com. I'm gonna be reaching out to you, Paul. I got some things to talk about. All right, let us go on to the next poet now, and that is a woman who wasn't at Hybrid this weekend. I don't know. She's been to our events. I don't know where she be at. I guess she found better people to party with because we haven't seen her in a few weeks. And that's Alda Torres. Where you been? We miss you. I hope also you not too much pressure, sis. I just mean it out of love. Let the folks know where they can find you online, and then we ready for your poetry.
Okay, I'll put it into the chat, and this piece will tell you why I was gone for a bit. It's pretty sensitive, so not sensitive, but emotional to me, so please bear with me. Thank you. There's no title, but you'll get the point once I start. Sorry, guys. Okay. She is way more than just a grandmother. To describe and to elaborate, she is my world, my life, my every freaking thing. She is the reason why I'm alive. She is my savior. She protects me from my tormentors and my torturers. I'm happy to say proudly that I am the phenomenal, beautiful, strong, and independent woman that I am today, and is all thanks to her. She is much more than just a grandmother to me. To watch her slowly deteriorate and suffer, to change into this different person I've never known she could be, witnessing this saddened me badly. It physically and mentally harmed me. It hurt me. That's it. But she's good now, guys. She's doing great. But this poem helped me while I was just going manic at the moment. So she's good.
Unmute yourselves and let's give some energy to Alda and Grandma.
Very moving, Alda. I'm so glad she's better.
So glad.
I'm glad that she's doing better now. I'm sorry that you had to go through it and whatnot, but I was only teasing you about where you've been. Of course, we all live our real lives. We get caught in what we got to do, so understand. But the door is always welcome for you. I hope we see you soon. Make sure you put your info into the chat so that people know where they can give you a follow. Okay, let's keep it moving. We are now going to Professor Platinum, Mr. Doug Silver. Let me unmute Doug. Doug, a pleasure to have you. Always my man. Let the folks know where they can find Professor Platinum online, who I believe is incognito. I believe, right? Incognito, right? Off saving the world. And then let's get into your poetry.
Thank you, Advocate. It's good to see and hear you and all the poets as always. Yeah, I'm still in hiding as usual. This poem is not on theme. It's called Patterns. Measuring most everything by the sunset, by the shadows, by the patterns on the wall, across the room from the western window, the clouds, the light from left to right, darkening, brightening as it drops behind trees, mountains, the ocean, and you dozing off with your computer, still talking on your lap. You snap and twitch between fallings and farther places as if on an airplane, but we're not going anywhere. No, not with all this. But then you're gone. Deep breathings, sure signs you are not here anymore. Where are you? Are you warm? Am I with you? You're smiling, and I see this is how it will be when we get there. You just nodding off, me just watching you, and the sun moving quickly. Now that it's almost over, shadows from clouds giving way to bright light between them and just behind you, with your chin down to your shoulder. The sun's shadows gone and its brightness landing on your forehead and your eyes, then down to your chin. Your whole face now alight in bright light, and I'm alone here, silently seeing all this, these patterns, our unseen future already, until you jolt up with your barely opening eyes, squinting the sunshine out right here in front of you, asking me, why did you wake me up? Thank you, everybody.
Unmute yourselves and make some noise for Mr. Platinum. Doug Silver, Professor Platinum.
Great job, Doug.
Thank you, everybody.
Oh, always appreciate your work, man. Dope.
Doug Silver, a mainstay here on the Monday night online open mic. He is one of us. Love having him on. All right. Next coming up is we are going to the party girl herself. That is why we haven't seen her in a few weeks. She is tearing up all of the rugs and the bars out in the Midwest, and that is Liz Minnett. Or is it Central? It's considered Central?
I'm in northern Minnesota. I'm near Lake Superior.
Okay, yeah, I think that's Central then.
A lot of woods and bars, yeah.
Okay, so it's all being torn up because this woman is party hard. Liz, it's a pleasure to see you. And as always, I love your background. I love your walls. I love the red and white. It brings me to life. But with that being said, we are not here for voyeurism and peek into your beautiful walls. We are here to hear your poetry. So let the folks know where they can find you online, and then let's get into it.
Okay, I'm on Facebook, and I'll post that in the comments when I'm done. This poem is called After, and it's a poem I had to write in order to deal with the situation. After. Let me see here. Oh, hang on. Okay. After you died, your house was still a mess. Like always when we'd come over, you'd say, "Excuse the mess." Stepladder and paintbrushes, papers, magazines, and unopened mail. So much laundry still in baskets, over chairs, piled on dining table, folded or not. We didn't know what was clean. Mom and I stopped by that Sunday, 3 weeks before Christmas, stopped to return something. Your car in the garage, outside house light on. The sounds of washing machine didn't betray you were no longer here. After the police and coroner, after the thick carpet-voiced funeral director, we found the unpaid mortgage, the checkbook with only $50, no will. Later, Later, I remembered seeing you long ago at the downtown casino, me with friends, you losing at slots. We pretended not to see each other. Later, I remembered 2D's laundry. I could smile remembering dryer 16, the one in the middle, the one where a quarter got you forever. Something was wrong with 16, but then again, something wasn't. It's one of the things I could have wished for you after.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for Liz Minnett.
Beautiful storytelling. Oh,
Wow, that was great,
Liz.
Liz.
So good.
That was nice.
Oh, I have to do. Oh, thank you.
Liz Minnett is one of us when she's not out partying. Liz, make sure you put your info in the chat as well so that people can give you a follow. You see why we call her one of us? I very much enjoy her poetry, like hearing her voice. She needs to stop partying on Mondays. We want to hear more of her here. Thank you, Liz. All right, real quick, because some people have come in late, let us really quick reintroduce ourselves. This is the Monday Night Online Open Mic presented by the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe. If you would like to join us on Zoom, the number is there on the screen. We stream live every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitter. So on the social medias, make sure you look up New Eurekan Poets Cafe. As well, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Advocate of Wordz. When you spell words, that's with a Z because, you know, hip hop. I'm from the Bronx. What? I also got a YouTube, got some interesting things on there, so make sure you go check that out as well. Our sign-up list tonight is closed. Sign-ups begin 24 hours before the show on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. To sign up, you would go to www.neweurekan.org and you would click full events calendar. After doing that, you would click on the Monday that you are signing up for. Next week is July 18th. After you do that, you will be able to get an artist RSVP ticket. It is free and it's the only way to sign up for the open mic list. That option for the artist RSVP ticket does not appear on the website until Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. The view RSVP does not get you on the open mic list, only the artist RSVP. As mentioned before, we have been doing this for 119 weeks in a row. We have been poeming a lot for a long time, and now we are creating an anthology. So if you have performed on the Monday Night Online Open Mic or the Thursday Night Online Open Mic and you have performed original material, you could submit to this anthology. You can submit up to a maximum of 5 poems. Each poem that you have submitted must include the date it was read, whether it was read on a Monday or on a Thursday. Only on a Monday or Thursday Night Online Open Mic. When you submit the poems are to be sent in a single file. They could either be sent in a PDF or a Word document. All styles and all languages are welcome. We are not looking for a particular style and we are not looking for a particular language. So whatever you're most comfortable with and you have rocked it here on our online open mics, you may submit it. All submissions are to be emailed to me, advocateofwords@gmail.com. And when you spell words, that's with a Z. And you've been hearing it all night, so you should already know. Advocateofwords@gmail.com. Last but not least, before we get into the poetry, let's write a book of poems. It is a workshop that we have been doing for the past 4 months. We are still very much in the writing stage. Sometimes we write a lot based on the craft. Sometimes we write based on emotion. Yesterday, we did a little bit of both. We worked on the craft and then we got into the emotion of it. And people who've been around going to the workshop are starting to already pick up on what I'm looking for and what I keep talking about, to the point that when I'm about to say, okay, I'm going to earn my money, I'm going to give you feedback, they're already giving themselves feedback. They know what they need to work on. It's amazing stuff. Also, we are going to soon be working on an epic poem that is going to happen over the course of a few weeks. So you're going to want to jump on real soon because everyone's going to be working on the epic poem. We have worked on so many different types of poems. It has been amazing. I've been enjoying myself. You can either join us at the cafe or on Zoom. All of that's on my social media. It's also on the website for the New Eurekan Poets Cafe. With that being said, let us get to some more poeming. And this time we are going to the left coast to my brother Elemental. Let me try to unmute him and admit Ray Jane into the room. There we go. Elemental, let the folks know where they can find you online, and then get to your fire, brother. We know you bringing it.
Appreciate you, Advocate, the best host in the Zoom verse. Get that dude to follow. You know how to find him. To every poet who came before me and after, truly appreciate y'all. This is really life. Storm Gods in the building. You know, it's been a while. Shout out to the First Lady on Monday night. Listen, elemental.com is where you can find me. Few things coming down the pipe, man. So be on the lookout. All right, this is brand new, man. This is All Out Surrender. What are you willing to give for keys to shackles of evolution, or coordinates to galaxies and new nebulas of mnemonic networks where knowledge connects to DNA sequence deep as Nautilus, golden ratio conduits of righteousness and bright designs of creation in word form? Where freedom comes with sounds of life growing in gardens of Eden, breathe reason into scripture, magnetize awakening, and fuse it to curriculum, make mutant mind frames structurally sound, no flaws that bend like All Hallows Eve or Salem witch trials or Thanksgiving for Ninas, Pintas, and Santa Marias, where they fascism facts into white lies, protecting vile interests that generate billions in profit for Koch brother campaign nominees, writing horrors on blank checks with Jim Crow quills, and still demand the people survive on insufficient funds written like IOUs on privileged parchment, where painful particles collide with true intentions to make a chosen few God or Pope or holy entity worth praising by blind followers that hallelujah common sense and collection plates call magazines pulpit that spit gospel, where power is personified in projectiles that Smith and Wesson every problem the high court can't precedence out of existence while making individualism obsolete. This is where nationalism meets capitalism and killer clarity for all-seeing eyes to gaze upon master plans and action in whole number increments that fit comfortably in pockets of social caste system built with control in mind to wash brains free. I mean, completely free, you know, squeaky clean of believing and hearsay in courts of public dominion that sound like choices. Only American waves of granulated witnesses that see and H every sour spoonful of hatred fed to the 99% like stimulus payments and say, thank you, massa. May I have another will be tolerated. Wake up to the morning glory of another day christened in colors of war wrapped in salutations of the middle finger variety. Double barrel for any remnants of GOP euphemism that make gentrification, beautification, singing profit margin melodies and keys of Federal Reserve tax percentages. What are you willing to give to see this war machine grind to a halt and engine exposed? So I'll take every piece theirs, every piece that's theirs, make it riotous, sacrifice my silence, use vivid words and violent ways to make their days uncomfortable as plantation slave wages. With every crack of this whip behind these black lips, the dark side of your apocalypse, what will you sacrifice when the revolution comes to you? Peace.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for Elemental.
Wow, another
Days
amazing.
is uncomfortable
Amazing.
as plantation slave wages.
My fucking brother.
Elemental, always lighting it up. You can check him out on his website, elemental.com. You saw it right there in his name. When you spell elemental, you take the T out and you put in the number 2, elemental.com. My brother from the left coast. Can't wait to get him over here on the East Coast. All right, let's keep it moving. And we're going to stay on the left coast with this next poet who's got her hands in all kinds of cookie jars. And I love her for it. And that is none other than Finn Bell. Finn, a pleasure to see you. I am happy that I got to catch your karaoke the last time you've had it. I know that I have missed it a few times. Finn has a lot of things going on, and it, you know, like, we only got Monday right now, right? Oh, we also got Thursday too. But like, you got other days where you need stuff to do, and Finn got it for you. Finn, let the folks know where they can find you online, and then we ready for your words.
I am just simply on Linktree, Finn Bell. /Finn Bell. This does not have a title yet, so I am looking for suggestions. Pay attention to how necessity moves the needle, to find where the tune wants to begin. When did I begin to see that every day you became my clockwork to which I moved the sequences of my life? Need is the most frugal and threadbare. As the light rises to meet it, it becomes just as bright and bearable. And for this you are up. You are what makes up the dawn. Did our need, our lack make you tremble? Your frame is a sparse finch beneath the paper of your yellowing windbreaker, but you are resolute to remain steady. In a rush, I see your slight built, once sturdy, straight as an arrow, uniform gleaming, freshly pressed, keys, wallet neatly laid out the night before, blur of motion seen by one eye and forgotten as the other blinks you out. I found you again in the Cracker Jack smile propping up the panhandle. Between Texas Longhorns, you grinned, toothy caricature. Excessive movement, pushing up, running out, was bonding time, was a mouth that could only afford an economy of words spoken. At preordained instances, careful halting. I inherited that habit of silence and solitude from you. Leisure and Norman Rockwell dinners were for the wealthy. The Admiral's family framed in soft-lit windows of their whitewashed mansions. Resentment had its field day. Understanding comes always one day too late. Only Sunday and football games was excuse for pausing, for sitting, otherwise a return to perpetuating your frenzied swimming, lest you sink to the bottom. I never learned rules. I never let you in on my ignorance. I still sat for both of us. Paranoia of being found as wanting made me think that banishment was that easy. It is true. The belief when bad luck has nothing to gnaw on but bones, you soothe its hunger before it cries out. Fearing adversity holds the unit one floor up, stomping above head, for you to deaden its cries, for you to shut the baby up and feed it. All the while, as you bribe it with your flesh, hum frantic lullabies, the swelling feral of its building frustration wails out our own long history to us. If I told you suffering dined on only the lean, left the grease on the kitchen linoleum for the spilled pity to gorge itself, would you call that delusion? Suffering born, endomorphic, parasitic, consuming from the inside and eats its way out to breathe. We bore it all, carried it inside the pull of your activity, made it seem like it was aloft and floating. Happiness in a pack of daily bread compulsion. In a rush, I see your slight build come through my front gate. Slight build, once sturdy, the arrow now warped and bent. The motion is not ceased, only slowed down. You think no one is looking. Shoulders rounded, abject, one blink squared. You pretend to hold out hope. When one is a small child, the body does not know inertia to pin down the source of the hardship, does not witness the journey, recognize the arrivals that make it only to first stops and never to intended destination. Need is thrifty. Every day I failed to see how you were the clockwork to which I moved my life. I never learned to place the stylus, to fall where the music played, on and on.
Unmute yourselves and let's give some energy to Finn Bell.
That was amazing, Finn. Beautiful.
Beautiful. Beautiful writing.
Make sure you go give her a follow. I saw here in the chat that she also runs workshops. Is that true, Finn? You're running workshops too. Finn, I can't keep up with Finn Bell. She is a one poet army unto herself. Make sure that you go follow her on Linktree, Finn Bell. You can find all her info there. She does her karaoke, open mics, workshops now, discussions. She got it all. Make sure that you go give this woman a follow. So, shout out to Mr. Thomas Connor, who said he's unable to take his spot because he's working, which means now we are going to skip a spot and go up to Nina. Now, I know Nina, as I am unmuting Nina, I like your background too of those walls, the purple, and you are right in my Zoom call. You are right under Liz Minnett, whose room is red. So it's really nice to see like the red walls and then the purple walls. I'm getting all these ideas. I'm about to get all Martha steward on y'all. But nonetheless, let's get back to the poetry. And if I'm not mistaken, I know, Nina, you have checked this out a few times, but this is your first time sharing a poem on the Monday night?
Yep, it's my first time.
Awesome. So where are you located? Don't give us your complete address, but like, the town, city, whereabouts, borough.
I'm in Staten Island.
Staten Island in the building. Hey, y'all, in August, I'm teaching a workshop out in Staten Island, and Nina's coming because she's got no excuse. She can't be like, oh, but that freaking ferry to come into the city. Nope, I'm taking the ferry out to you. All right, Nina, you've been around long enough. You know how we do. We first share and let the people know where they can find us online, and then we get into our poem. Welcome to Mondays, Nina. Enjoy.
Hey. Hi, everybody. So you can find me on Twitter, Nina_Abraham. I have a website. I haven't really gone into social media hardcore yet, but that'll be coming later on. So the poem, I just called it Sacrifice. So let me go ahead and read it. Sacrifice is a woman's game. She's taken for granted, like the suspension on a bridge, like the crook on Atlas's back, the globe, her burden, and her gift. We bow to the divine and give sacrifice, but we don't bow down to the woman. We don't see the divine in her, which is us. She lives through all of us. They never remember her. A footnote, a mother's tears. They're left for the ground to soak in, into the soil, the pillows, the sheets of paper with running ink. It makes me think. Why do we treat the ones who give life like her life doesn't matter, filled with strife? I wish we could inspire, take our minds higher. A woman is metaphysical, lyrical, political, always critical, and the pinnacle of love. Love begets life, then love begets loss of sleep, of time, lonely nights. I wish we treated them with devotion, soft words spoken, egos broken. It's the place where it breaks that enters the light. At night, I wait and wonder. The woman holds her baby. She pays the ultimate price, her life. Her bosom keeps him safe and warm. What would we be if we bowed down to her instead, with reverence and with deference? A woman taken for granted is a tale as old as life. Being taken for granted is to be expected, never respected. Selfish behavior. Who could blame her? Sacrifice is pain, and sometimes you don't know why you do it, or who told you to do it. Where did it come from? Who taught you to carry the weight of the world on your back? Was it your mother, or was it her mother, or her mother's mother? The world fights to tame you, and it does. Shells of a former self, birds with clipped wings. And that's the thing. What happens if you can't sing your song? You belong to something bigger. You are an endless sky. Freedom's price is always sky high. Sacrifice? It's just like rolling the dice. Opportunities? They don't come twice. And what's the price of your life? You're more than a mother, what you do for others. You're more than a wife. You're what you are inside, that mind, that gift to humankind. Even if you do nothing, your existence, that's just fine. So take my advice. All of you will suffice, because you are not what you give up. You are the way that you rise.
Unmute yourselves and give some energy to Nina.
Good job, Nina.
Very nice. Welcome to the Monday Night Open Mic. You definitely are welcome back any and every time.
Yes, you better come back, Nina. I appreciate the uplifting words. Nina Abraham, make sure you give her a follow on Twitter. It's right there on her Zoom name. Go give her a follow. I think she's about to come a mainstay here. I mean, she be listening to us for weeks, and now she got a little taste of spotlight. And I like sharing my poetry thing. I may do it more often. Nina Abraham, welcome to Mondays. All right. Now I'd like to unmute the producer for tonight, the man who works behind the scenes tirely for Hybrid and Karaoke and the Wednesday Night Slam and Women Orators Wednesdays here at the New Eureka Poets Cafe, and that's Mr. Ron Mark Thompson. Mr. RMT, take it away, Ron. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Advocate. Hi, everyone. I'm Ron Mark Thompson, helping out on the back end here in Zoom. Also Wednesdays at the New Eureka Poets Cafe and Saturdays at the Hybrid and Karaoke and 2 venues, open mic events. You can find me at Ron Mark Thompson on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and my own organization, Bronx Art and Fun Hub, BXAFH. I will put that in the chat. Also, advanced promotion next week on Wednesday, July 20th, I'll be featuring at Art Defines Poetic Affair, which is in the Bronx, as well as via Zoom. Paul Concasso last featured there last month, and I'm very proud and happy to be featuring this month. I will put that in the chat. It's free. You can sign up. There's also an open mic. But if you can make it to the Bronx on Zoom, come on Wednesdays to the New Eureka Poets Cafe, because there is a Wednesday night slam poetry going on with Advocate, and it's just equally as amazing, and inspiring at attending them. And I also want to give a very quick, super advanced promotion for the last Tuesday in August 30th, since Advocate mentioned Finn Bell and the many programs that she's involved in, including the original karaoke that she started online. I will be guest hosting the August edition. We will obviously promote more as time comes closer. But for now, you don't want to hear from me. You want to hear from our amazing poet. So I'm going to go to one man who is just a great poet, a wonderful friend. I mean, I am so happy that, he came in our lives. He came into my life. He is the founder of Men Who Heal, the I Can Breathe anthologies, and he also happens to be every second Saturday of the month, the monthly karaoke after party, which he hosts and I co-produce with him, together with Matthew Mary Queen. We present that to you at the New Eureka Poets Cafe and online. Paul, I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy you exist. I'm so happy we have you. To those who may not know you, never seen you before, go ahead and reintroduce yourself, where we can find you, and then go ahead with your poem.
Thank you, RMT, my brother. I'm glad that you exist. I'm glad we all exist in this space tonight. Y'all have been killing it. Y'all have been inspiring. For anything, Storm God's in the motherfucking building. Yeah, I'm combining last week's prompt and this one, because last week I was busy doing some fam type stuff. So this piece is a little bit of America and a little bit of sacrifice. It's called Anarchy in the USA. In the wake of another taken, despite how numb or jaded we may become, we still say his name. Jalen Walker, 25, driving while black and innocent, yet still 90 trigger pulls sent executioner sentinel, 60 of which hit acrid and Akron, but on this watch, it's always fuck 12 o'clock. Oppie, cops making anything but routine traffic stops, blasting rounds, ringing louder than any club banger from shots to the window, to the wall. X gon' give it to you. X marks the spot. X is target. A triple X snuff film with X's over eyes of our marginalized leads. Not a surprise, given Supremes axing rights, left and right, leather-faced justices. Watches kids get assault rifle Texas chainsaw massacred in classrooms. It's safe to say that USA is just a more inventive way to spell slaughterhouse. Donkey elephants bicker over bill shit as they spill clips and repeal bro. About to fuck around and end up with a no-party system. Titanic life raft sacrificing even women and children, yet we jump ship. Rebels treble making bass blowing out the system. Anarchaic wisdom breaks the matrix someone rather stay plugged into. Turning tricks, runway catwalking, fast lobbing, trash talking. Malcolms and Martins, yet they stand for nothing. Fashion slave, you protesting to get in a fucking lookbook. And when we gonna overrule judges because the judicial system's still aborting justice? America just a wound they cut open in the name of God. Caucasian cops never caught cases off murder charge. This rigged game all red, white, and blue balls slurping Nathan's hot dog eating contest, protecting long limbs of law's lynching tree. Instead of performative federal holidays, I'd rather see land of our ancestry decolonized. By that, I mean taken back by the red, brown, black that built this all on their back. Not just 40 acres and a jackass. Fuck a damn tax on tea. Fuck a TMZ. Fuck a celebrity. Is this so much to ask to see a little anarchy upset the established order and agent our chaos? Cause we ain't settlers nor setters of fireworks, flesh meant to burst and sacrifice at hands of firearm firing squads, Decepticons with badges on. Fourth of you lie, you cheat, you steal. No Latino heat behind wheel of lowriders. So tired of tanks rolling in a PR parade. Prison buses propagandizing propaganda in Coplandia where subwoofers bump anthems of hands up. Just so we instinctively call and response, don't shoot. Steadied by crew of b-boys in blue. Forced NATO breakdowns with thuds from body, a shoulder pop, a hip bend, a head slumping to lean with it, rock with it. Killer cops on the 1 and 2s. We just can't wait to hang the DJ. Neighborhood watch requesting favorite bops on colonizer holidays. All Star Spangled bannered out in blue and red bandana. Wardrobe changes like Hannah Montana. Off stage switching quick back to Miley Cyrus. I hopped off the train of obedience, door dashing in my car again. Welcome to the land of constant death. Whoa, am I gonna fit in? Jump on the app to another drive-through line. Look to my right just to see the red and blue lights. This is all so crazy. Everybody seems so angry. My tummy's churning and I'm feeling hella homesick. Pulling over and I'm nervous. That's when the policeman turned on the radio and said, keys up on your car and keep hands in locked. While a Jay-Z song was on. H to the Izzo, V to the Izzy. That's the anthem, get your damn. And with the goal to call for backup, seeing lights flash. I guess I'll never get due process. Stomach and knots and over so ominous. Unholster gun so I'm nervous. That's when I came in, blared their favorite song. And a chase on food was on. And a chase on food was on. And a chase on food was on. So I put my hands up. I posed at no harm, but the bullets still fly my way. Hit in my back like damn. I dropped to my knees like damn. Said I got my hands up to play my song. They know that I'm DOA. Yeah. When 60 shots hit my frame. Yeah. But they cuffed my hands anyway. Said I put my hands up to playing my song. The butterflies fly away. I'm nodding my head like yeah. I'm pulsing my chest like yeah. I got my hands up to playing my song. They know I'm gonna be okay. Yeah. It's a slaughter in the USA. So we put our fists up. They're playing our song, showcasing's always the way. Demonstration in the streets like yeah. Names leave our lips like yeah. So we got our hands up. They're playing our song. I know it's gonna be okay. Yeah. It's anarchy in the USA. Say yeah. It's anarchy in the USA.
Whoa, everyone, please unmute yourself.
Bro. Oh, that was amazing.
I'm gonna listen to that song the same again. Everybody needs to hear that. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's, I am so glad you wrote this for last week and you read it today. I'm actually going to predict, we love for you to be this wonderful, powerful poet and continue writing, powerful poems. I predict you also will be a singer very soon, touring the United States and the world and being on a Billboard chart. And after this, I vote for you to become a politician because you should write speeches for the politicians, for the mayor, for the governor, and for the president. And maybe the other politicians would finally listen, when they listen to your powerful lines. So thank you so much, Paul. Keep staying the way you are and keep writing and never shy away from, writing and saying, your mind and, convincing us that this is what's going on. Thank you so much, Paul. Our New Oregon Poets Cafe monthly karaoke host at the New Oregon Poets Cafe. So please check us out. Thank you so much, Paul. All right. We are now going to India, and this is one of the reasons why the New Regan Poets Cafe has become internationally. I mean, we were always international, but now we are actually, we have participants from everywhere in the world. This is one of the beautiful side effects of the pandemic and why we are still doing a hybrid open mic monthly, a hybrid karaoke, and even, you know, other programs have become hybrid, like the Wednesday night poetry slam at the cafe. Also, you can join via Zoom. Unmesh, you know, has been with us, you know, I think from the very beginning. He now has his own open mic that you're going to tell us about in just a few seconds, and then read your poem. So everyone, please welcome back Unmesh. Go ahead, it's all yours.
Thanks, Ron. That was great. I am Unmesh Mohitkar. You can find me at Facebook and Instagram at Unmesh Mohitkar. I have got an open mic, Let's Unmesh live every Saturday, 11:30 a.m. New York time. And here we go. They came with a loudspeaker. They wanted to clear the village. They came with a loudspeaker. They wanted to start mining for coal, offered lot of money. Villagers wanted money. Son wanted to sell the farm. He forget. The music of the flowing river accompanied the villagers throughout their life. The greenery of farms was a permanent feature even in their dreams. Father was not against it. But he has seen villages turn black and dusty with coal. Roads, farms, and houses all covered with coal dust. Even the air heavy with the coal particles. The night grows darker. The unknown faces of the strangers with no roots come to work in the mines. The uprooted villagers try to go to cities, losing their identity in the faceless crowd. He has seen coal dust covered rivers, bridges, mountains. Everything just refuses to identify itself. The money from selling the land evaporates like water on burning coal. Cities far away from their villages get electricity, always away from the deep coal mines and dust, comfortably sitting in their air-conditioned rooms. Sometimes the coal in the mines burn. Whole of the mine starts burning. Smoke and fumes everywhere. It takes time to extinguish the fire. But it is enough to burn the dreams of coal dust-coated villagers. After years of barbaric torture of the earth, they close the mines. Mines are closed, but the huge hole remains filled with water. Sometimes kids go there trying to swim. Sometimes they don't come back. The village is not there. Now it has become a city of black gold. The green heart is lost forever to the energy-hungry monster called development. Energy-hungry monster called development. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Unmute yourself. Give it up for Unmesh Mohitkar.
That's great.
What a piece.
Always dope to
Amazing.
hear you, real quick, man.
That was
Always.
dope.
That was good.
Unmesh Mohitkar, you can give him a follow at Unmesh Mohitkar. He has his own open mic. It's a pretty big deal over in India, man. Every now and then, when he's not cave diving or parasailing or being the adventurous man he is, he's doing a lot of awesome things with poetry. And of course, a proud father. Shout out to you, Mr. Unmesh Mohitkar. Also, shout out to Paul Conqueso. Even though Ron introduced him, I was able to listen in. This is why he is our karaoke host. He just cannot get away from singing. All right, we're like, hey Paul, we need help building this house. No problem. He's building the house and he's singing along. You know what I mean? Hey Paul, we're going down to the Lower East Side. We're gonna hand out food to people in need, and he's out there singing. Whatever it is, this dude is singing. Make sure you give him a follow at Paul Conqueso. And last but not least, I would like to unmute everyone, and can we give some love to Mr. Ron Mark Thompson, our producer?
MT.
Thank you very much.
Love
Get up. Keep it up. Thank you.
Mr. Ron Mark Thompson. All right, let us keep it moving. Next coming up is AC. Let me unmute AC.
Hey everyone.
There we go. AC's caught the bug. AC is now a mainstay member of this community. Keep coming back and back and back and back. We see you. We see you, AC. So let the good folks know where they can find you online, and it's your turn to rock.
For sure. You can follow me at my handle, which is on my name, but it's at ANGCHRI3. I haven't really posted any poetry there. I'm kind of still in that phase of like releasing and healing. So then I can like, be at a cathartic state and then start building on my stuff. So actually this piece is like one last release before I start a different chapter in my poetry journey. So enjoy. It's also content warning, rape and sexual assault. So apologies for that. Coming to terms with all my heroes being someone else's rapist. He taught me how to garden. He taught me how our food comes from tiny, fragile seed, and with the right nutrition and care, it will prosper to feed the hungry. He taught me how to play football, wide receiver, and my favorite quarterback. I wish I could give back every quarter that he gave me. When I found out who he was, I felt the stings of 100 killer hornets. I know my pain wasn't as worse as hers. The babysitter, the one who took care of us when he was gone. I always wondered how it happened. Blamed her for broken family crest. If she hadn't been so easy, so teasing, so pleasing, why did she lie in court? Why did she want to hurt my daddy, my daddy? Then I saw my daddy's Under Armour, the one he hid under long sleeve flannel shirts. It had an R on it. His cape was dirty with tears and DNA evidence. Daddy wore a latex mask, making it okay if he wore protection. He always tucked in his cape, never washing it, not knowing it was dirty. But she knows. Her name is Callie. I used to justify her, knowing she was a liar because lie was in her name. I used to blame her for ruining his life, like she had typed his name in the sex registry, our name. I still hate my last name. When I was younger, my friend's mom found my last name too close to a school and asked if it was safe. I was 16 and I found myself protecting him. He's not a rapist. He wears flannel shirts and he taught me about life. He's my daddy. As I got older, I confronted him. It was sexual assault, not rape. I looked up the definition, trying to find the difference and thinking my brain was misleading me. When I realized they're the same damn thing. To the survivor, you are still the monster under the bed, and you hold their tears in swear jars too easy to open. The survivor still dreads waiting for your apology. I guess I haven't quite come to terms with someone I love being a rapist, but now I see their Under Armour and dirty cape. Thank you.
Ooh, unmute yourself. Give some energy to AC.
Thank you for sharing.
Brave, very
Thank
brave
you
of
so much.
Stone.
Very well
Very,
written
very
and
brave. Very brave.
Ooh, from that first line, it just started hitting. AC, go give a follow at ANGCHRI and the number 3. AC, powerful poem right there. Oof. We gotta sit with that for a second. We gotta sit with that for a second. And while we sit with that real quick, because we always have a lot of people who are joining us and they're giving love who are not even on the open mic list, but sometimes they do participate. Tonight they're not participating, but I've seen Marilee Johnson in here giving love. Shout out to her. Nancy Helgeson, who is always checking us out. I appreciate you, Nancy. I hope all is well with you. I saw Mr. Speaker in here, brother. It is always a pleasure to hear from you. I'm happy that the last few weeks we've gotten to hear you a couple of times. Marsha Rivera here. Marsha, the New Eurekan is getting fitted. I want to see you in one. Terry Rose Jerkson, part of the Trinity in New Jersey. Deadpan Lizzie here as well, who was not rocking her beanie at Hybrid, but was actually rocking a white hat backwards, but it looked good on her. It looked good. Non-beanie Deadpan Lizzie looks good. We also have someone here, I think it's Amila Sandra. If I am saying your first name wrong, I'm sorry. I think it is Amila Sandra, who's been giving energy. I hope you're enjoying tonight. I also saw Keelan was in here giving energy. Kaya Haley, I don't know who that is, but I hope you're enjoying yourself as well. Christy Scribbles in the building, a mainstay here. DG Claren, my man, I hope all is well with you. We got to meet him here at the cafe recently. My brother from Japan, Poetag, love that dude. We are well known in Japan because of that dude. Our Thursday night online host, Ray Jane, is here as well. Maybe in a little bit we'll get to hear from her. And last but definitely not least to me, the first lady of the Monday night online open mic, my girlfriend Mariela Salazar, who right now is furnitureless in London because she's going to Paris and then right before her move over here to New York City. So with that being said, let's keep going with the poetry, and we going with a man who lit up the mic here in the Hybrid, and that is Zomkonto. Brother, let the folks know where they can find you online. This mainstay member, he's now a mainstay member, man. It took him one day. He was like, I love this. I'm never leaving. Zomkonto, brother, pleasure to see you. I'm going to shut up. Floor is yours.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for sharing your poetry. This poem about sacrifice went in a certain direction because, you know, I lost two of my friends in the past. You know, this has been a crazy week. And anyway, this is the poem I wrote. If you want to become the biggest hustler, lend out altars to anyone wanting to sacrifice to a false god. And if they falter on the payment, burn their god in front of them. Because see, you would have sold them the effigy too and convinced them that the string puppet you put on the market just yesterday, it can be worshipped as true. And that its strings are attached to a big rope in the sky that, when tugged, puts one in a trance, much like the puppet's dance. But that with your submission, you find all that you've been missing and been wishing for. Now, I'm not claiming to know how to go about it myself, but I've written self-help books of poems in my head for things I need to rescue myself from before I'm dead, and an altar is one. So my first guess, straight from the gate, get your hands on the most expensive wood you can find. People love a good tree. I imagine the KKK had to okay a good tree. Now put a face to it and place it in the middle of the square. Then just wait for something to bite. But the first rule, always, you don't forget to accommodate all kinds of sacrifice. For instance, there are some people that just love burning things on altars. So a wooden one defeats the purpose. They love to see things go up in flames so that they can convince their false gods of the fire inside them. So unless they want to spread their altar's ashes with their sacrifice in the sea, suggest an altar stone. Then again, sell them an effigy, like the soapstone sculptures in Zimbabwe. The only problem with stone is that sometimes it mirrors the stone-cold hearts of those offering mass behind it. And only children can unmask them. That is why during mass, kids are often hushed and told to be quiet. Because if those kids really said what they feel and revealed what exactly they saw, someone out there would not believe in their false god anymore. Now, I'm not saying take advantage of believers. I'm not asking that you convince mass shooters to take mass. We all need something to be faithful in. The hustle for you is to figure out where faithfulness begins and the fashion of it ends. Then boom, walk in a room with confidence, with all the pamphlets and pictures of all the false gods in their ultimate innocence. And I can bet you my bottom scripture, someone, somewhere, will find themselves a god or a vice that is worthy of every bit of vain sacrifice. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for
That was great.
Zonkonto.
Wow,
Hey,
really
main
great.
event.
Wow, that was mind blowing. Wow, that was wow.
Fucking phenomenal.
Zonkonto, go give this dude a follow. A mainstay here at the Monday Night Online Open Mic, joining us from across the border in Canada, not Mexico, all right? The United States has two borders, people. I like to remind people up in Canada. I can't wait, man, till he comes down to the cafe. I can't wait to have that smile and poetry and energy on the cafe stage, Zonkonto. Make sure you go give this brother a follow. All right, let's keep it moving. Next coming up is someone who has graced our stages, and she did so on her birthday, where we got to wish her a happy birthday, but she didn't come this weekend because she's like, well, no one's going to sing me happy birthday. I would have sung happy birthday to you, all right? Happy belated birthday once again to Vex Lex. Vex, let the folks know where they can find you online, and then we ready for your poetry, sis.
All right, thank you. I'm definitely coming through next month, the hybrid. Follow me at IG, VexLex Poetry, and my website is officialvexlex.com. So I wrote on theme. It's called Proceed with Caution. Most of the women I've known have known happiness to be a privilege they may never obtain. A shot in the dark with their eyes wide shut. Stories of sacrifice told as cautionary tales. Women bear the brunt of the fall of man, since society would have us believe a woman risked it all for a piece of fruit because she was told what she wanted to hear. Women have been made to believe everything that happens to them is because of something they did. As young girls, they were told boys will be boys when someone pulled their ponytail or made fun of how they looked. This was how they showed interest, only to grow up and be told men will be men when someone ripped their shirts and called them out of their name. This was how they asserted dominance. Most of the women I've known long for better days, where sacrifice is not a requirement. They put in their all, only to receive a small percentage back, if anything at all. Give themselves up so their daughters won't have to. They say sacrifice is noble, sacrifice is honorable. But for women, sacrifice is mandatory. Thank you.
Ooh, unmute yourself and let's give some energy to Vex Lex.
Sacrifice is
Because their daughters don't
mandatory.
have.
Thank you.
Wow, that is a powerful line.
Appreciate that.
Make sure you go give Vex Lex a follow on Instagram at Vex Lex Poetry, and you need to remind her about the second Saturday coming up because she just said online that she would be bringing her fire poetry to hybrid next month. Thank you, Vex. I appreciate you. I hope all is well with you, and I hope all is well with your lady as well. All right, let us keep it moving. Next, I know a lot about y'all. I'll be stalking you online. You don't even know it. All right, now we are going over to West Africa where we can get to our newest, one of the newest mainstay members of our online open mic. Where's Safongo? Why can't I see him? Where? Oh no. Oh no, there he is. Oh, he's unmuted. Safongo, I didn't see you for a second, brother. Hope all is well with you. You killed it this Saturday. I appreciate you joining us at the hybrid open mic as well. So let the folks know where they can find you online, and then the mic is yours.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say thanks to you guys for curating these amazing shows and for having these really awesome poets. Like today, I really enjoyed everyone's poems. For those who don't know me, the name is Pongo, but some call me the Honorable Metaphors. They say my metaphors are so honorable they deserve a seat in the parliament, but please never ever mention it to the government men. Okay, let's leave that for another day. I would like to say, guys, keep it up, keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. So tonight, I wrote on theme. It doesn't have a title yet, but here it goes. Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. Goes the clock as time fades away while you stare at your phone. Tick, tock, tick, tock, stop. Dreams. They are pleasant, far from myths and legends. They come easily like men. All you gotta do is lie down and close your eyes and let your mind build castles that fall like Louis Antoine. Lie down and close your eyes and enjoy the trends penetrate your brain as time fades away. Tick tock, tick tock. It's morning again. Wakey, wakey, sleepyhead. The rent is due, the bed needs doing, the dog needs food, and you are still an upcoming. Take your time, drag it through the city to the place of skull, nail it to the stake that makes up your dreams, and on the third day, it will save you. On the third day of the third week of the third month of the third year of the third decade of the third century, your offspring will praise your sacrifice. Dream lucid. Thank you.
I love that ending. Make some noise for Simone.
Great job.
Thank you, guys.
I love that ending right there. Make sure you go give that dude a follow. You can see his website right there. The link is in his name right there on Zoom. One of the newest mainstay members of the Monday Night Online Open Mic. And I don't know if you can hear the noise above me, but we have our on-site Monday Open Mic going on right now, and they rocking up there. So I'm going to shut up because now we have someone who is new to the Monday Night Online Open Mic, at least on the open mic list, and that is Natalie. Natalie, this is your first time rocking with us, right?
Yes. Hi.
Awesome. Where are you located, Natalie?
I'm new in New York, so just
You're in New York? We have been doing this for 119 weeks in a row. We're in the same state as you. Where have you been?
just arrived.
Okay, all right. Well, now you can't go anywhere. You are stuck with us. So you see how we're doing this, Natalie, right? You first let the folks know where they can find you online. I think you're ready because you got it in your Zoom name. You got 3 minutes to rock out, whether it's on theme or not, any style, language you want. Natalie, welcome to the Monday Night Online Open Mic. The floor is yours.
Thank you. It's been so humbling to hear everyone, and you can find me on Instagram. So this is called Passover, I think, for now. Zipporah was Moses' wife. She threw the blood of the son she circumcised at God's feet, and he backed off. I had never heard that story. This is in the book of Exodus. I only knew my grandmother was Zipporah, Feigl in Yiddish, Felicia in Polish. That would be for sure in my daughter's name. I have 3 Jewish names. Usually you have one, Malka, Bracha, Chaya, Queen, Blessing, Life. Because when I was born, everyone was dead. 42 assassinated and my brother that had just died versus 3 new lives, including us on my mother's side. And they still are dead, but I think if I had one, I'd give my daughter 2. I'm writing about the Holocaust, of course. The name in my passport, Natalie, was also the name of my grandmother's cousin who survived even though she was a young child, but died right after the war because she was given too much food and her body couldn't take it. But that was more of a coincidence. My parents didn't know yet then and were in a French phase. Her nickname was Tally, and I didn't know that until later, but I went through parts of high school under the name of Tally because I was in a Zionist phase and thought it sounded more Hebrew. This conversation about Zipporah came up at Yuli's parents' Seder as we were celebrating our path to freedom out of Egypt. Yuli, my friend, was named after the months of July she was born in. Yuli, my Israeli friend, whose grandmother Shulamit Elani, born Adler, also in Poland, founded the left and whose entire family just moved to the United States because, like me, because they couldn't bear the right wing anymore. Her mother was explaining that she was possessed by her mother's body in her body since she had passed away and needed to find a form of exorcism. Then they said they shouldn't mess up the child and started fighting about Freud. Yuli's father, who was there, even though they are divorced now and he has a new baby, Adler, said Zipporah was a feminist, a fierce protector of her children. His friend, the psychologist, the gay business consultant, turned psychologist, said he had problems with her because she invented circumcision. I had never heard a circumcised man speak about circumcision. I wonder how fucked up it feels, if it does. I've always been told it's more hygienic and it's my heritage, but it's also mutilation. I wonder if his anger with Zipporah had something to do with his gayness. My grandfather's name was Moses. There was also a gay couple. One of the two men was called Shimon. My dog's name is Shimon, but we call him Shimi. Shimon is the one that hears, and it was a joke because he doesn't. I didn't tell him because I worried it would be insulting because he was a Syrian Jew, and even though I love Shimi, I know from my father that to be called a dog in Arabic is an insult. But it did come up at the end of the dinner outside of my control. There was some weirdness, but he took it well. His partner was called Thomas, like mine. Thomas is a saint who doesn't believe anything unless he touches it. Thomas, who was born to different people and aches of very different things than I and isn't circumcised, and said I speak too much of the Holocaust and who isn't gay, or at least not as gay as me. We weren't ready for it until we were. We finally took the leap into a deep, deep sea of warmth. Everything was possible together. It was pleasant and infinite. There were some times of tears and also fights, but we didn't fear them and gave them space, and we would always find a way to shift into laughter when we were ready again. We felt held and traveled and made work, and we had pets and built homes. We had friends over for dinner and hosted birthday parties. Eventually, we even found ways to have our babies and talk to our parents. When one of us got sick, the other would tend. When one of us got weak, the other would carry. When one of us would struggle, the other would soothe. When one of us was struck with grief, the other would find some way to first bring a smile, then later happiness back into the room. When one of us would make a mess, the other would help clean up. What we couldn't do together, we learned how to do alone. Of course, it was hard work, but it never exhausted us. When we needed to rest, we did. When we needed to be quiet, we were. Sometimes someone found its way in for a while, but we always found their way out. We always knew what we were longing for and never got lost again. Some of our bruises healed, and some, of course, would stay with us forever, but we accepted them and lived with it. It didn't take up so much space anymore. We didn't really know what we were, and others, of course, had no idea how to say what they saw we were, but there was absolutely no doubt ever again that we were.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for Natalie.
That's amazing, Natalie. That's incredible.
Engagement.
Amazing.
This is where you have to be from now on. Welcome to the family. You're definitely one.
So as you can hear, Natalie, you messed up. You messed up, Natalie. Because now every Monday you're going to have to be with us, all right? I don't care what responsibilities you have. I don't care what cutie you got your eye on that you find out has a crush on you or whatever, right? I don't care. I don't care what job opportunities come up for you to bring you the kind of financial stability we all dream for. Every Monday you're with us now. Natalie, thank you so much for that poem. That was a journey. If any of y'all want to rehear Natalie's poem or any of the poems that you've heard tonight, make sure you go to the Facebook and YouTube page of Nuyorican Poets Cafe. Natalie, one of us. All right. So, Ray Jane, get ready because I'm coming to you so you can promote. All right, real quick, I want to give a shout out because some people joined us late who are coming in to listen, like Celine Mario. I don't know Celine. I don't believe I know Celine. But Celine, I hope that you were enjoying yourself. You're enjoying Natalie's poem and other people's poems. Thank you for checking this out. And of course, on the left coast as well, Tara. Tara is checking us out. I hope all is well with you, Tara. Oh, Tara's wearing the hat. We're going to have Nuyorican Poets Cafe hats soon. I want to be one. Now that I know you wear hats, Tara, I want to see you wearing it as well. All right, cool. With that being said, we are having such a good night. And I know you like your words. I can't wait till next Monday to have this feeling again, man. Well, that's all good. Because on Thursday, we have what's called the Thursday Night Online Open Mic. And not only do we have some fresh poetry to give to you, but we have some music. We got some comedy. It's all kinds of stuff over there. Monday is the circus. And Thursday is the therapy you need. And that is hosted by the one and only Ray Jane, who sung her ass off at the karaoke after party this weekend. Ray Jane, why don't you unmute yourselves and let the good folks know what they could look forward to this Thursday with you.
Hey, folks, pretty peoples, what's going on? So, as Advocate said, and thank you, my brother. It's always good to see you. As always in person, but you know, I'll settle for the Zooms if I have to. So, if you finish with the circus and you still got stuff to say, you still want some love, we are offering it every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. You can sign up for the show 24 hours ahead of time. So same rules apply as the Monday night on the Thursday night. So if you want to spit on Thursday, then you're going to come to the neweurekan.org full calendar and choose Thursday's date on Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And if you forget, first of all, you can follow me at It's Ray Jane, and that's ITSRAYJANE, as you can see in the little box here down at the bottom, okay? And I usually post something fun fly on Wednesday mornings just to remind you how to get it done. And if you still forget, just come through. We have a good luck round. We try to get 5 to 10 people on there. And as the folks who do show up know, we make space for you. The space is your space. So please fill it up so you can come get this love because it's free for you. We see a lot of folks that's already coming to the Thursday night, but all those new faces, come on out. Even if you just want to watch, don't take my word for it. Come through, find out for yourself. We'd love to have you. Advocate, I'm going to throw it back to you. Toss it right back to you.
Thank you, Ray. Now, not only should you follow Ray Jane to be reminded about the Thursday night online open mic, she also hosts at the very last Friday, Freestyle Fridays, with another organization. She's got hold of open mic. And forget the fact about going to open mics. This woman is a phenomenal poet herself. She'll be putting some stuff up. So make sure you go give Ray Jane a follow at It's Ray Jane. Also, she got a website, itsrayjane.com, itsrayjane.com. Thank you, sis. I appreciate you. I will see you on Thursday because I will be there. Okay, let us go to another mainstay member of the Monday Night Online Open Mic, a published author himself, and every other week he hosts his own open mic right before this one, and that is Jeremilissimo. Where is Jeremilissimo? Where is that beautiful face? I'm asking him to unmute. There he is. There he is. Man, you almost gave me a heart attack, Jeremilissimo. Where the hell were you? All right, you know what to do, brother. Let us know where we can find you online, and then the mic is yours.
It's Jeremilissimo Brian Franco on Facebook, and GNRLSMO on Instagram, and this is my book, Everything I Think Is All in My Mind, published by Red Green Books. I'm going to read some poems from my book today. So let me just start right now, and I'll put all the information in the chat on how you can buy the book and everything else, including my next Cafe Generalissimo, which is on the 18th, I believe. Okay. The afterlife of a tear. Every tear I cry tears a hole in my brain to reserve a place for a memory to reside. Sometimes certain memories decide to burrow a little further than the others, so when they get remembered, they have to be triggered. Sometimes someone will commit a crime against me I forgot I had previously experienced, and I see the previous perpetrator's face, the current perpetrator's face, which might make me scream loud enough to make them go deaf. There are memories we want to remember forever. There are memories not consequential enough to keep forever. Then there are memories that hide away in their burrowed holes that leave permanent residue in our souls called trauma. I have 2 more poems. Bleeding. I think that's the next poem. We'll see. When I get cut, my blood flows from my skin like lava from Kilauea. Sometimes I need more than direct pressure to make it stay inside. Sometimes I bleed recollections my subconscious decides it's time to say goodbye to, ones it held on to, forming grudges on the inside walls of my personality that have aged enough to naturally decay and chip away into history. Sometimes I bleed bits and pieces of my childhood I have hoarded away to create an inflatable stunt mattress to break the fall of obstacles and traumas of adulthood. Sometimes my blood runs clear, forming inconsolable tears when words are not available to wrap my soul in warmth, when I've slipped and fallen into consequential hypothermia. Sometimes my blood is made of words that form into poetry when my tears and thoughts pull together. When that happens, my blood no longer belongs to me. And I'll leave off with this one. The patron saint of damaged goods and excessive baggage, or if I were a saint, what color wax would I be? During the first great nervous breakdown, I purchased several prayer candles from a Jamaican One store in Queens. The tiny storefront consisted of shelf after shelf of highball glasses with intricate drawings of saints filled with just about every color of wax. It was like walking into a rainbow. A Rasta woman explained how each candle could enhance my existence. A dozen patron saints filled my tiny abode with the aroma of paraffin and seduced me asleep with fumes of futility. Should I wake and knock one over, I would burn down the existence of another tenement. And after the wax was gone, I had acquired one funky set of glassware. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves, give some energy to Generalissimo, y'all.
Oh, it's really amazing. Really amazing.
National treasure.
Generalissimo, a mainstay member here, the Monday Night Live open mic. Make sure that you go give him a follow. Check out his book. He is someone else who doesn't live in New York City or New York, but has been to our events before. I'm eager to have him back. Shout out to MJ Blackwell, who was just joining us. MJ jumped on her and Generalissimo and was like giving all this energy and loving it, and I saw it, so I had to give that energy back to you, MJ. I hope you were enjoying it. Okay, let us keep moving forward. Ooh, and I've got a good poet for you, MJ. Next coming up is Mariah. I got to meet Mariah 2 or 3 weeks back on a Sunday, because Mariah had come to the writers retreat on Sunday. We have workshops on Sundays, as a reminder to y'all, and I got to meet Mariah and the beautiful hat, everything. Mariah has a lot of energy, it is like a magnet on the Zoom, I feel, but in person, even more magnetism. Mariah, let the good folks know where they can find you online, and then the microphone is yours. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. If you want to see me, I'll put everything in the chat. I'm on Instagram, and my book is in the bio on my Instagram. Recently, I had gotten a diagnosis of OCD, but specifically contamination OCD. So I wrote a poem. It's in 4 parts. I'm just reading parts 2 and parts 4. It's called OCD Upside Down. I believe that my Black trans Christian witch body is holy. So when racism, transphobia, Christian nationalism fills my body with colonization, how do I rid my body of contamination? 2, if white folks have the virus of racism and my people are getting sick and dying, how do I rid myself from the sickness and death of those colonial systems? Will a laxative make it go away? No. Signed, a Black trans eating disorder survivor with contamination OCD. Part 4. You know how in the TV show Stranger Things, when Max escapes the upside down by listening to her favorite song, Running Up That Hill by Kate Bush? Well, being diagnosed with contamination OCD was like growing up with moments of evil forces like demogorgons, mind flayers, and raging teenage hormones. And yes, raging teenage hormones is an evil force. It's self-gaslighting and telling yourself it's just a demogorgon, a mind flayer, raging teenage hormones. It's just sanitizing surfaces and spraying Lysol everywhere before leaving your apartment. It's just washing your hands until your knuckles bleed before and after wearing gloves on the subway train. It's just holding your breath on the subway train after the Dyke March in the city until you feel dizzy from the heat. But at least you didn't breathe in illness or touch germs from someone who got sick and died that will make you sick and die and make someone else sick and die. It's just germophobia, you say, and everyone else says, because everyone thinks OCD is just being a germophobic, neat, tidy control freak. But then you face the evil villain, Vecna, and you're escaping the upside down by listening to your favorite song. But the music stops and you can't find your way out. And you don't know whether to run up that hill and make a deal with God or run up a different hill and make a deal with the devil. But the evil forces can only chase you amidst darkness. They can't find you when you are dancing to your favorite song. So think of the Dyke March again. Drown out the thoughts of sickness and death and breathe. Listen to the drums beating, to the rhythm of my joy. Right now, this is my favorite song, because the subway may be the upside down, where it's hard to find your way out. But I'm not going to run up that hill and make a deal with God. And I'm not going to be running up that hill to make a deal with the devil. I'm going to run towards the drums and make a deal with myself to dance. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for Mariah.
Great job, Mariah.
Badass poet. Badass poet.
Work that OCD. Work his ass. Yo.
A badass poet indeed, Mariah. Mariah, put your info into the chat so that those who aren't already following you can copy and paste and give you a follow. Ooh, Mariah, hey, I only got one issue with Mariah. You know where the New Rican Poets Cafe is, and we had our hybrid this weekend. So I'm hoping to see you next month here at the New Rican Poets Cafe, all right? You already know how to get here, so I'm hoping to see you, all right? You and your hat on that stage killing it, you hear me? You're woof. I really like this community. I literally get paid to sit here. Listen, folks. I literally get paid to sit here and be like, all right, you entertain me now. And you inspire me now. And you make my night good now. And you challenge some thoughts that I have right now. And I adore it. Go give Mariah a follow. Go give all these poets who are performing here tonight a follow, including our next person who we haven't heard from in a while. You know, this dude walks into the New York Poets Cafe, makes all of us fall in love with him, and then he shows up one time online and he disappears for a while because, you know, he's traveling and making money and living his best life. But you can't leave us, Michael. We've been missing you, Michael. Michael, I hope all is well with you, brother. Let the good folks know where they can stalk you online, and then it's your turn to rock with the poetry.
Thank you, Advocate, for the welcome. You guys can currently stalk me online on Instagram at Nomaspar, Nomaspar, or you could come to Atlantic City and keep me from being miserable because there's nothing down here. But I'm going to read some poetry for you guys. I got 2 new poems for you. I'm going to try and be around more as I can when I'm not working. This first poem is called If Only for One. Love is a thing that exists but in a moment. Not a myth, but a fleeting verity in distrust. An ironic isolate of bond-building banter. It comes, lingers briefly, dashes on again. And then the gray, and then the quiet, and then bitter vicissitudes, indignity spoils, spilling deprecate pressure, engine steam fragrant with betrayal and disdain. A dam burst bleeds the line with lust. Every touch, every thrust, every ardent bruise from overbearing holds lingers longer. Still, it's not quite, never just the same as that famed and fleeting feeling. Yes, love is a thing that exists, but in a moment. All right, that was the first poem, If Only for One. I also forgot to mention my sister is here in the room watching, Kaya Haley. I should give her a shout out. Hi sis, I love you. And the next poem I'm going to read is called Writer's Wield. It's a little funner. Stick and stone might break the bone, words often wound like cavalry. We save the blade for more violent days, use ink to pen such Calvary. Ink and page do source the rage, like maiden hearts source wars we wage. For broths or terse in prose or verse, we seal the hearse with chandlery. Word and line can quicken time like intravenous poison, and life abruptly turns corrupt from spreading truths and poison. Steel against the words we scribe, we've yet to find one antidote. Regardless, breaths of you survive within our twisted anecdotes. And that is Writer's Guild, everyone. Thank you very much.
Unmute
that was
yourself. Give it up
impressive.
for Michael Haley.
Really amazing, Michael.
That was dope. That was dope. That second was ringing. Dope.
Michael Haley. You can find him on Instagram, No Mas Par. ONMASPAR. Go harass him. Tell him to come back to New York City and screw AC. If it is a wasteland out there and there's nothing going on, our doors are open for you, Michael. And shout out to Kaya. I know I gave shout out to Kaya before, but I didn't know that Kaya was your sister. So an extra special shout out to Kaya. I love me some family stuff. Y'all already know that, right? When I find out that y'all got a wife, a husband, or a boyfriend or girlfriend watching, or your mom or dad, uncle, cousin, whoever is watching, y'all know I love to give shout outs to them. I appreciate that. So we have gone through all of our poets on the list today. A quick few reminders before we close out with the Good Night Sweet Poet poem. This Thursday, we have the Thursday night online open mic. Of course, next Monday, we're coming back. Apartheid is the theme. You know, it's got come check that out. That's next week. This Sunday, I'm doing the Writers Workshop. As always, check out New Yorican Poets Cafe and all the social medias and stuff. Shout out to the producer for tonight, Mr. Ron Mark Thompson. Shout out to all of y'all who have stuck around and making this work. Everyone signing up. Everyone, we're still producing numbers. People are still watching. Listen, folks, I have been watching the universe of the internet and online open mics, and they're starting to dwindle as more and more people want to come back to being outside and whatnot. So I appreciate that y'all keep returning here and putting up the numbers and, of course, the talent. But that goes without saying. You know what I'm saying? Even MJ Blackwell came a little late, but it's like, I see it. I only caught a piece of this. MJ be back here next Monday. So give me a follow. I'm on Instagram and Twitter at Advocate of Wordz. I got a YouTube page. You can check me out there. Of course, I'm the programs manager here at the New Yorican Poets Cafe, so check out all the programs. We got some new programming coming up that I can't talk about late yet. Even some new programming for the virtual world. Something that we are not doing at the cafe or virtually. We are going to begin in September, and one of our own is going to be running it. And it is not me, and it is not someone who is already hosting or running something at the cafe. It is going to be one of our own, but I will say she has not run anything yet for the cafe, and I'm excited to bring her on board. With that being said, we are going to get me to shut up. And as always, as tradition, we have someone else from the community close out the night because y'all have heard my mouth all night long. I appreciate y'all. I will see you next Monday. Well, I'll check in on Thursday, but, you know, Ray Jane's hosting. But I will definitely be speaking to y'all next Monday. With that being said, I'm going to shut up, and Zomkonto is going to take it away. Go ahead, brother. The floor is yours.
Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for sharing what you've written. Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Good night, sweet poet. May your dreams be imaginative as tonight's poems. Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for inviting the spirit of Miguel Algarin into your home. This has been the Monday night online open mic presented by the New Yorican Poets Cafe, hosted by Advocate of Wordz. On behalf of the community tonight, I, Zomkonto Gavatela, would like to say good night, sweet poet.